Have you ever rejected a marriage proposal, and if so, why? My kidnapper of 8 years had sat me down right after work, which meant being chained and forced to do this man's cleaning, who I still didn't know the name to. This must be serious, I said quietly as I took a seat in his house. It left me absolutely fearful. Instead, all I had received was silence, and my gut plummeted along with my heart. I love you, he said, holding my hands as he knelt down on the floor. My eyes bugged out in horror, and I wanted to scream. The man that kidnapped me 8 years ago was going to propose to me. It had started on my 16th birthday when I had gone with my dad to a car dealership. We had chosen the wrong dealership with hindsight, as the dealer had placed a GPS in my car and kidnapped me later that same day. The name tag he wore was just SJ. I still wonder if my parents are looking for me. With each day that passed, though, the weaker I became from fighting him off. In retaliation, he had withheld the food, till I started to wither away and become deathly ill. Then he would nurse me back to health. But knowing something about my kidnapper and being trapped with the same man for not 1 year but for 8 changes a person. I had to pretend to be cooperating, and that led him even further into his delusions about us being a couple. I had prayed today he wouldn't ask. He was proposing on the day that he kidnapped me, a shitty anniversary. I had to leave at that moment. I'm sorry, my love. I ducked my head to be seen as if I was embarrassed. But I have to go to the restroom. I could feel him assessing the statement. I kept playing the part. All right, babe, but I will make a proposal to you when you come back. I swallowed shallowly as I frowned as soon as my back was turned away from him. I tried to move slowly and calmly to the restroom, but I had to escape. If I said no to his marriage proposal, I wasn't going to be killed. Maybe he would withhold food and not nurse me back to health. Maybe he would want my death to be quick to get rid of the evidence of defiance that stayed with me even 8 years later. My heart was pounding in my ears as I looked at the window. Might be the only exit, even with bars on the outside. Almost like peace washed over me as I broke the glass. I didn't know how long I had, so I broke one rusted bar off easily enough. Then I used that to try and break the other bars. We were inside his house, and this was my only chance for freedom. A soft knock happened at the door, causing me to freeze. I'm sorry if you're sick, honey, he said outside the door. My heart was pounding in fear and adrenaline that I was sure he could hear it. It's okay, babe. Just another 2 minutes and I swear, if I start feeling worse, I'll tell you. I heard his shuffle of footsteps walking away. I jumped to action and decided I created a big enough hole. I squeezed my shoulder through the broken window, not caring about the blood nor how deep the wounds were. A tear escaped my eye as my boobs got stuck. No, please God, no, I whisper urgently. Then I was through the hole. I took a deep and quiet breath before running down the street, before diverting to someone's door and knocking frantically on the door. Someone opened it only to see me, a petite, starved, and bleeding woman. Jesus Christ, the older man said in disbelief as he covered me with a jacket and walked me inside. Vi, get your butt in here, he somehow was able to bark out. The woman appeared and immediately started working. It turned out she was a nurse. The older man called 911 and I told them the truth. We understand, ma'am, the dispatcher responded. Then there was a knock at the door. Honey, are you okay? My whole body froze at my kidnapper's words. Vi had looked at the old man. That seemed to be the sign because the old man marched to the door. I was trembling in Vi's arms, completely scared out of my mind. The door swung open and his face appeared. Honey, I was so... The old man punched him in the face. His head snapped to the side. You dare hurt this wonderful woman, the old man said coldly with a stare that could beat any drill sergeant. The old man ducked as he tried to force his way into the house and threw a punch. The old man just flung him off the deck. Then, the old man started pounding him black and blue. He's ex-military, Vi whispered in my ear. Almost out of the blue, the sirens of the police could be heard approaching. The old man held the kidnapper's shirt. Guess this is the end of the line. Before knocking him out with a single punch. The first cop car pulled up and looked at the scene. All three of us pointed at the passed out man. Self-defense, Ed? The officer asked the old man. Ed said, self-defense, officer. It took the jury exactly 8 minutes and 14 seconds. In a small way, it made it ironic that I burst out laughing. 8 years of my life stolen, and it takes 8 minutes to find you guilty on every charge.